Jim, can you talk about your running game? Was that more execution, not in the game plan? Or
it's a little bit of both. I think, early in the game, we probably could have run it more. You know, they had something to do with that from looks. I think, as the game went on and we got down 2 scores and, really, you start looking at time of possession and trying to get back on the board and doing what we've been successful doing. But I think without a doubt, early in the game, we probably could have done some things differently in the running game to be more successful, take a little bit more pressure off of our passing game. That being said, it gets down to execution. We complete 2 balls right on the out of bounds line, out of bounds to Mike, that were big plays. We don't get a pass interference call early. We play fake, remove the ball, we throw it, Mike drops one early. So, our execution early in the game created a situation where we had to play catch up and kept putting our defense in a bad position, because I thought our defense early played just ready to play. I don't think anybody's mad or I think it's like I drive through here at the gas station. It's like henny penny around here. The sky's falling. Heck, we lost to LSU on the road as an underdog for the first time. We lost by double digits. So, we're playing in a real season, in real opponents and real games. And are we where we want to be right now? No. Does that mean that, as I said, the sky's falling? It doesn't mean that either. We're going on the road again this week as a road dog, and the good news is people expect us to win, and that's a completely different attitude than when I first got here.
We're going down front, Brent, and then Gage.
Because you come from such a strong background on the offensive side, how involved in the play calling are you during a game? In terms, I know you said Clarence calls the plays.
Yeah, in between series, I try to have a discussion with guys all the time. I think it bothered me as a play caller when people are just chiming in every other play, and I didn't like that, and I don't think anybody who's in a rhythm of thinking likes that either. So, we talk a little bit. We try to talk in between series before I get over the defense. And in a game like that, you're trying to get a lot of things done as a head coach. So, a lot of things are talked about before games are started. Critical situations, that come up. You try to do some things. I think people ask. Right after the game, I had a question about, why we didn't go for 2 immediately after Mike's touchdown. Well, it wasn't a touchdown, because I asked players when I come off, I said, did you catch it? He said, I think so. And when I hear that, it's time to try to run the field goal team on and kick an extra point and get 7 points before and they buzzed it right before we could get the ball kicked. In order to get a 2-point play call, we would have to change personnel, get guys in there. So, things like that happen during the game where you have to make a decision, you have to do things, but play after play after play, and as far as saying run, pass, no, we don't do that. And, but, in situations like that, 3rd down situations, things that in between series and you have a feel for stuff, and particularly, when you have time, we communicate often. And our whole offensive staff does.
Go Gage and then Chip in the back.
Coach, Baton Rouge was one of the rare times where we saw Johnny struggle really from start to finish. What is his attitude and motivation like as you've been able to talk to him since that?
We just talked about that. When you talk about a team, you're talking about everybody. So, I think his attitude and motivation is just fine. We're playing in another national televised game against the top 5 opponent this week. So, if you're any kind of competitor at all, which these guys are, and which the guys in this building are, then, your attitude shouldn't be any different.
Johnny had mentioned after the game that his hand was hurting. Was that a concern during the game, and is it a concern moving forward?
If it was, I wouldn't tell you.
Right. What, okay, let's backtrack then. During the game, maybe, in terms of his passing?
It's been, I think I said after the game, that's been going on for a while.
As you've said before, it's a good thing when someone's name comes up in coaching searches and things like that, and your name has come up. So how do you keep that from becoming a distraction? So, and this goes for all coaches in this situation. How do you keep that from becoming a
I don't
distraction
know
during the
that
season?
it's not a distraction for us. I mean, you know, our guys deal with it. I think more than anything else, for a team, it's not distracting. I mean, we don't talk about that kind of stuff. And, you know, we spend so much time on week to week, day to day, opponent, everything else. You know, what I care about is our current team and our recruiting. And for me, and for our conversation and with our players, our coaches, and for our recruits, in my conversation with those guys, they understand what we're doing. So it hadn't been a distraction, and recruiting hadn't been a distraction from day to day with our team and trying to get done what we want to get done. So for me, I don't see it as a distraction.